Are you one of those people that hate plugging wires into your tablet or smartphone in order to charge it? Phew, the hours I've spent doing that, flipping heck. Would you rather have a magnetic charging lead like this one here? Hey, that's a good idea, wish I could have one of those. Well, now you can, with one of these, a magnetic USB charging lead. In fact, you've got loads of them here. They're lightning leads, most of these, although I've got a couple of micro USB ones. They all work in the same way. You've got a part that remains on your device and then a magnetic lead that attaches to that. This is the best one. I'll show you it at the end, but I'll show you what was wrong with the cheaper ones that I tried that I didn't like. The connectors on these are very hard to join up. The idea is it locates inside the bit with the wire on it, you see there, but every time I let go, look how many times it actually does locate properly. Not very many. It's easier just to plug a normal wire in than get that thing to connect up. Now this one is slightly more upmarket. It's got a braided cable, it's got an LED in it, and it's got a slightly different connector on the end, but it suffers from the same problem as the other one, that it doesn't locate very easily. You can see here it's a bigger connector, but if I just let go, look how many times it actually goes in there. Again, you've got to get it just perfect to get it to fit. So that's not helping anything, it's not saving any time or effort. Now this one is a lot better. It's got a braided cable, an LED, and the connector actually joins up properly with the magnets. As you can see here, just let go and it joins together. This is a sweet LF cable. The only problem with this one, the lightning connector on the end is just too thick. It seemed to feel like it was going to break my phone when I put it in there. I didn't dare plug it in properly. Now this one, this is the one that I recommend. It's the Wusken, W-S-K-E-N. I don't even know how to pronounce that. But this one has got the better magnet on the end. It's got this sort of pyramid type shape for the connectors on the inside, and as you can see here, it just joins together really well. Nice strong magnetic attraction. Now here's the box for it. It's the Wusken Hex Cable Mini 2. Now this is the iPhone version, but of course they do a micro USB version as well, and it's even got a thing that you scratch off on the side and go on a website to check it's genuine, because presumably people are copying these. Inside the box you get the cable, a Velcro cable tie, and a little plastic tool to lever off the part that you leave on the phone in case you don't have any fingernails. On one end we've got the standard USB plug that goes into your charger or whatever, and then the other end we've got the lightning connector in this case, and a nice braided cable too. And we've also got a little LED on the plug at the end. Now that LED just lights up when it's getting power through it. It doesn't indicate charge, it doesn't go out when the thing's charged, anything like that. It just shows that you've plugged the cable into power. Now one of the things that makes this one good is the magnetic attraction between the two pieces. It's very strong. And the way that you do that is by having both of those parts with a magnet on them. It's not just on one side like it was on some of the cheaper devices. You can see here that part is magnetic and that part is magnetic too, so that obviously makes it quite strong. And that also means that you can't connect the end of the cable to the wire the wrong way round, because the magnetic force will repel it, so it only goes on the one way. So what you have to do, plug this little connector part into the bottom of your phone. That remains on your phone, and then whenever you want to charge it, just bring the cable up to your phone, and there you go. Now whether you find that more convenient is completely down to you. It's not for me to decide, but I've got to say it does work. The only thing I've got to point out, it's not got an MFI chip in it, and therefore you'll get this warning popping up on the screen every now and then. However, that doesn't stop it from working. It will charge your phone, and you can also transfer data across over the cable. Another thing I should point out is that your phone will always have this protrusion coming out of the bottom of it, and if that annoys you, then this isn't the cable that you're looking for. However, if you do like the look of this one, I'm going to have some links in the video description to this particular model, but I'd advise you to be very careful when buying one of these. You're looking for the X Cable Mini 2, not one of the earlier editions which had different connectors on. This one can be identified by this oval connector with the pyramid type pins at the end, and that's the one that seems to work best. Now, as far as those sweet LF cables go, well, the lightning one I didn't like. However, the micro USB one seemed to work fine. Especially like the idea of a micro USB adapter, which is a little tiny thing on the right. Now, the reason that I think that might be quite useful is for dash cams. Imagine you've got a dash cam you have to take out of your car quite frequently. Well, plug one of those into it, plug your normal USB lead into the end of there, and now you've got a quick release USB cable. A lot easier than fumbling around trying to get it the right way around in the socket in the dark, reaching up to your windscreen. You can see here, just clip it on like that, and it connects fine. And it doesn't matter with this one on the USB cable which way round the cable goes. You can put it on the other way round and it'll still work just fine. Now it's just an idea, and of course you've got to think that there aren't that many dash cams that have a micro USB power connector that's accessible on the side like this, but if you've got one that is, it might be something that you want to think about getting that little adapter, because if you get the cable, of course, you're going to have to join it up somewhere in the middle. It's much easier doing it with that little adapter on the end. But if you want a full cable, I'd recommend getting one of these Whiskered X Cable Mini 2s, whether you get the lightning cable or the micro USB. They're definitely the best quality of all the ones I tested, and there's links to purchase these in the video description. However, that's it for the moment. As always, thanks for watching.